If you're about to jump into Starfield, you might be expecting the game to explain its core systems and guide you through the onboarding process in a convenient and helpful way. If you're expecting that, then prepare to be disappointed. Bethesda does a uniquely awful job of communicating many of the game's key features. That's why I've decided to make this video for you, a list of the top 10 things I wish I'd known before starting Starfield. Number 1, the scanner. In Starfield, your scanner isn't just for analysing rocks and invading the privacy of alien creatures. Without a minimap in the game, the hand scanner becomes the main way you navigate to mission objectives. Activate it and point at the objective marker wherever it happens to be on screen. You'll see a path at your feet, which will make navigating through the warren of tunnels underneath New Atlantis, for instance, or the confusing backstreets of Aquila City much easier. It's finicky and sometimes the path vanishes without warning, but keep orientating towards the goal and it will usually reappear. Number 2, infinite storage. Your inventory capacity is incredibly low in Starfield, even with all the wellness perks that up the amount you can carry. Storage crates have a low capacity and your starship hold, that fills up really quickly. Luckily, there are 2 containers in the game that have infinite storage space. One is the safe in your room at the lodge, and there are 3 more down in the basement behind the weapons crafting station. These containers allow you to hoard as many items as you like, particularly useful in the early game when you're not sure what's junk and what's not. Number 3, planets are procedural. Did you know you can click anywhere on any planet in Starfield and land? Given that this is a core mechanic and showcases the game's procedural generation, you'd think it would be something Bethesda would carefully explain to the player. Think again, you're just meant to magically know that you can do this. In addition to all the markers already on a planet, you can click anywhere on the surface and a region of the planet's geoscape will be generated around that landing zone, filled with interesting flora and fauna and points of interest for you to explore. I'm sure you'll agree with a unique feature like this in the game. The best thing the devs could do is completely not mention it. Number 4, those are big rocks. If you're anything like me, you're probably wondering how to upgrade your mining laser in Starfield so you can drill those bigger deposits of rock. Maybe it's a perk, or the really good lasers aren't available from merchants until later in the game. What if I told you what you actually have to do is put away your hand scanner and wander up to these larger deposits and harvest them as if they're a container of items? That's right. Big mineral deposits in the Starfield universe are basically treasure chests in disguise. If you're incredibly annoyed by this solution and think it's completely illogical, why mine the smaller rocks but the larger ones can just be opened and extracted minerals by hand, don't worry, you're not alone. A lot of people think that, in fact I'm one of them. Number 5, you are infinite. In Starfield, because your inventory is so stingy, ferrying materials around can be tough and you'll have to do lots of trips back and forth between your cargo hold, your storage crates and merchants. But fear not, in addition to the infinite chests in the lodge, there's actually a third infinite container. That's you yourself. You can actually pick up whatever you like, becoming incredibly encumbered. I'm not sure if there's an upper limit. I've not encountered one if there is. But even though you'll lose health when you're moving, you won't actually die. Your health drain bottoms out at about 5%. So you can still move around with as many items as you like. You just won't be able to move very fast, and you shouldn't obviously be anywhere hostile where you might get attacked. But it saves you having to ferry those minerals back and forth. You can make one trip and just slog your way to the merchant, sell everything without having to make multiple trips. You can literally carry enough vegetables on your back to feed the known universe in this game. Very handy and completely dumb. Number 6, nade incoming! You've got the enemy in your sights, pulled the pin from your grenade, but wait. They've moved. They've run up the stairs. You can't even see them anymore. Time to put that pin back in. Cancel the grenade throw. But how do you do that? Hold down R like you would to put away your gun? No, that doesn't work. Switch to another weapon? Grenades count as a separate item. The solution is, like any stressful situation, you need to take a new perspective. Simply switch from third person to first or first person to third, and magically the grenade has pinned itself. Number 7, weapon group gone. Although it can be confusing, Starfield's shipbuilding is one of the best features of the game. It's not very well explained, however, and finding solutions to the alerts that pop up aren't obvious. One of the most annoying is weapon not assigned to group. Thankfully, this is a really simple tip. It's just in a weird place so you wouldn't intuitively see it. The menu to assign weapons is actually on the alerts tab itself. So click over onto the right hand tab here and you'll see a list of 3 weapon groups and a drop down for the weapons currently bolted to your ship. Simply select your weapons here. It's simple, but you've got to know it's there. I couldn't see it. I really couldn't see it for the longest time. Number 8, I can't reach. A persistent bug in Starfield is the alert that a crafting bench is obstructed, meaning you can't use it. You can try moving benches around, kick followers so they can't access them, put a bench in the middle of an empty hab module, still this bug can occur. Currently, the only solution I've found is to quick save and reload. The only upside to this is that the fix works 100% of the time. It's incredibly annoying and it's a simple fix, but at least it works 100% of the time. Small mercies. Number 9, you can't park there. Starfield's system for tracking where you've landed on a planet is incredibly buggy. Several landing sites can stack, and if one of those sites happens to be your outpost with a landing pad, you will find that you sometimes land at one of those alternate sites a good way from your base. In the worst case, a permanent effect can occur where you become separated from your ship, so although you appear at your outpost, the ship is gone. The only consistent fix I've found for this is to build the large landing pad that comes with a ship builder. This pad will still suffer from those same bugs, but accessing the shipbuilding menu, clicking to modify your ship, then tabbing back out before doing anything will at least bring your ship to the pad. You will have to do this every time you want to take off, but at least you don't have to delete your base in an attempt to create an unbuggy one. And let's face it, even if you do that, you're still at the mercy of the game's janky landing site system, and the same thing could easily happen again. The large landing pad is the only reliable workaround. Number 10, spinning sofas. Starfield's base building is a lot of fun, but the speed at which items rotate during placement can leave your head as well as your sofa spinning. An easy fix is to go into the settings, then the controls, and scroll down to Outpost item rotation speed. Drag that slider to 0. It's still not as slow as some might like it, and the fact you can't toggle the sensitivity settings on the fly for different situations is a little annoying, but at least you're not tearing your hair out due to misaligned workstations. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope at least a few of these tips saved you unnecessary stress and hassle trying to look for solutions. Please sub and like the channel. I've been Napyet, and I'll see you next time.